Hey guys! So, St. Patrick's Day is coming, right? So, I thought it would be fun to do a St. Patrick's Day themed cake. So, this time I did an 8-inch round, 4 layers, and there's a surprise in this one. This one I use Lucky Charms, everybody's favorite cereal as a kid, right? So, I use the Lucky Charms to make a cereal milk to soak the cake. So, I did confetti cake, or funfetti, depending on what you want to call it, soaked in the Lucky Charms cereal milk. I did a texturizing comb technique, and I actually used Lucky Charms to decorate it, and I used a white chocolate drip. And, also, I did some coins, gold coins, made out of York peppermint patties. So, yum, yum, yum. Can't wait to try this one. And, yeah, so watch the video, like, share, do all the things, and thanks for coming back and watching. I appreciate it, guys. To make the cereal milk, it's very simple. You just start off with your cereal, this time using Lucky Charms. You could use any kind of cereal that you want. It doesn't have to be Lucky Charms. Add the milk and use the spatula to make sure that everything is soaking. After that's done, just leave it for about 30 minutes so that it gets nice and soggy. Use a strainer and just pour the cereal milk and the cereal in there. Get as much of that goodness out of there as you can. Hey, and if you like soggy cereal, eat it. Don't waste it. I'm going to level off these cakes, and what I always do is find the spot that's the lowest on the side where it didn't bake up as high, and use that as your starting point. Use your serrated knife and score around the outside, just about a ½ inch in, 1/4 inch to ½ inch in, and once you've got that score line done and you meet up where you started, go a little further in each time until you have reached the middle. I do this with the 4 layers of cake. I'm not showing you all of them, but there's 4 layers of cake. For this design, I'm going to use white buttercream as my base color, and then I'm going to use 2 different shades of green to fill in the lines, and I'll show you that in a bit. A bag filled with buttercream for your dollops on the top, and that's a star tip. I'm using York peppermint patties with gold luster dust to decorate the top to make gold coins. And this is the texturizing comb that I'm using. It's got different sizes of lines, and I'm going to use the different colors in the different sizes. Now, you don't need to do anything to these candies besides just use a fluffy brush that's designated just for cake use and dust the gold onto it. The gold will stick to chocolate without anything else. I always do a few more than I think I'll need, just so you have extra, but it turns out I made just enough this time. To soak these tiers of cake, I'm going to just go ahead and use my rubber pastry brush. You can use any kind of a pastry brush. I just prefer the rubber because sometimes the other brushes will lose some bristles, and that could be mistaken for hair in the cake, and that's kind of gross. But that's fine if that's what you have. It works. Just make sure you look for those bristles if they do fall out. You can also use a bottle that has the spray top on it to soak it that way too. I'm going to start with a little bit of buttercream on my display plate. You can use whatever you want. I just happen to use these clear discs for my video purposes to get the cake to not move around while you're working with it. And I use a thickened buttercream for the dam, and I'm filling it with just buttercream at this point. Then I'm going to add some Lucky Charms for a little bit of an extra surprise. You don't have to go overboard with it. You can add as many as you want. And then I'm just adding little dollops of buttercream on top of that so that the next tier will stick. And repeat this process through all 4 layers of cake. Now, I was aware that there seemed to be a little bit of a leaning issue with this cake, but it's just fine because I can go back and correct that when I'm doing the final coat of buttercream. And I'm just using whatever squeezed out from the sides to do the crumb coat. I added a little bit more, but just you want to lock those crumbs right in. And I'm using a bag with just the tip cut off to add a fairly thick layer of buttercream because you're going to be scraping a lot of that off with the texturizing comb. And this doesn't have to be perfect either. Just smooth it out. And I'm starting to already go ahead and straighten it up. And this is the texturizing comb again, showing you. Now the trick to this is to not do 90 degrees directly scraping the cake. You need to hold it at an angle towards you so you're not scraping way too much of the frosting off. Go ahead and fill the holes and scrape again. There's a lot of scraping that goes on. I didn't show it all. And here I'm just leveling out the top, pulling that extra rim of buttercream into the middle to get a smooth top. And for the thinner stripes, I'm using the lighter color. For these thicker ones, I'm using the darker green. And don't cut a big hole in the tip of this bag because you're going to scrape most of it off, but just to do quality control, don't pipe too much into these crevices. You can add more where it's not filled in enough later. And I like to use some hot water on my metal scrapers so that you get a smoother look to it. It makes it easier to get the buttercream leveled out. And pulling that rough corner in again. Go ahead and chill it while you're getting your white chocolate drip ready. And my little trick to this that I'm showing you here is to put the bag in a cup when you're filling it, but also to twist the bag behind the tip and shove a little of that bag into the back end of the tip. And then put it in your cup so that it's laying on its side. So you're blocking the white chocolate from being able to sneak out of that tip until you're ready for it. Now there's a really fine line on when this chocolate is ready to be dripped, and I'll show you here how I test it. I just use something that's flat, a plate you could use, it doesn't really matter, and do a little dot, a little drip, and see how far it goes down. You want it to stop falling, but you don't want it to drip off the end, and that looks just about perfect. If it wasn't going down far enough, you just need to reheat it again and let it sit till it's ready again. Same goes for if it's too warm, let it sit. And I just go around the outside corner there to get my drips. I'm kind of a sucker for everything being even. I have a hard time with abstract sometimes. And my extra chocolate I'm putting on the top and just smoothing it out. It's going to set up pretty quick because the cake is chilled. And I've got my extra Lucky Charms marshmallows that, yes, I did take each one out of the bag. And I'm going to use them to decorate the drips and around the bottom. And you need to do this when the chocolate has set up most of the way. Otherwise, these are heavy, so they might force the chocolate to drip down the cake and smear. If you wait too long and it's already set up, you can put a little bit of extra chocolate behind the marshmallows and then stick them on that way. for this bottom part, the cake had already started to get some condensation on it, which always happens, but that actually helped to get my marshmallows to stick without any extra help. And I'm doing them a little staggered all the way around the bottom and then just kind of graduating them up a little bit just for a little bit different look. And I used the extra buttercream, the 2 tones of green that I had. I just put those bags in another bag with a French tip, and I'm going to swirl those together to get my dollops. And there's the coins made out of the York peppermint patties, the thin ones. And I'm just putting those on top and arranging them the way I like them. And there you have it. The Lucky Charms cereal milk St. Patrick's Day cake. And here's what it looked like on the inside. And let me tell you, it was good. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.